And now we move on to our second major story. Experts from a dozen member countries of the Southern African Development Community, SADC, are gathered in Kinshasa, DR Congo, for the annual conference of the Forum of Electoral Commissions of the member countries of the SADC. The six-day forum, which opened on Monday, September 25th in Kinshasa, focuses in particular on the independence of electoral commissions and how to improve its management for the holding of free, fair and credible elections.
The SADC Electoral Commission Forum wishes at this conference to have a clear idea of the independence of the electoral commissions in financial and administrative terms and in relation to the political institutions of the region. I would like to mention that this conference includes the presidents of the electoral commissions of Botswana, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia and South Africa. As for the DRC, the host country, it made its electoral body to join the forum in 2004.
Professor Sylvain Mituba is a researcher at the Université Libre de Kinshasa, UK, and we join him now over the phone in Kinshasa, where the conference is taking place. Good morning, Professor Mituba. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. To begin with, why are some or many electoral commissions in Africa struggling to be truly independent?
There are strong criticisms against these electoral commissions that say they are independent, but in reality are not independent. Because behind these commissions, we see the manipulating hand of those in power that uses it as an instrument to appropriate where to reclaim power. And especially in Africa, there is a sacred principle that says that elections are not organized to be lost, but to be won. And that's how most leaders use their electoral bodies to maintain or reclaim power. That is how these different electoral commissions are struggling to be taken seriously by the people. And that is what justifies some of the people's disregard for the electoral card.
Do you think that the members of these electoral commissions feel pressured?
This is linked first to the method of designating members who are part of these commissions. How authorities have arranged to put conditions to be a part of these electoral bodies. There are always games of interest, so these commissions have never been completely independent. They are still under the manipulative pressure of the authorities in place and sometimes of the international community.
Professor Mituba, it is perhaps important to note what happened in Kenya recently, where the Supreme Court invalidated the elections and the Electoral Commission was blamed for that. What will it really take for us to have good electoral commissions in Africa?
This is the opportunity given to African countries, the opportunity that is given to the international community, the opportunity given to the United Nations to take ownership of the issue. Because the electoral issue at the level of African countries has already shown some limitations. African governments are not able to hold credible elections. The Supreme Court found that the elections were not well organized and it annulled this election. So that means that there was cheating on the ballots and other facts that did not please the opinion for free and credible elections. So there is a problem of electoral governance that eludes African countries. That is how it should portray another, that is why it should portray another image, a new image in the electoral issue.
In fact, in some countries, the electoral process operates without independent electoral commissions in those countries, which would be better off, really. Do we want a system where we have electoral commissions or other options?
We have two possibilities. The first possibility is to cancel or remove these so-called independent electoral commissions that have never been completely independent. This issue must be addressed by the international community, in particular the United Nations. And if, for example, the United Nations came, like SADC, that seeks to revisit this issue, if, for example, we could create an African fund for elections or an African election coordination, it will have a lot of profit and credit for these electoral commissions. And this would give more credit to these commissions in terms of organizational structure, even funding, because African governments in most cases are not able to finance their electoral processes.
D'organisation, même des financements, parce que les gouvernements africains, dans la plupart des cas, ne sont pas capables de financer leur processus électoral.
I give the case of the Democratic Republic of Congo, where to move the electoral kits, we see the United Nations that is involved in the transport of electoral kits. In all of this, the government itself is shouting that it does not have the money, and if there is no money, it will be an opportunity, if not a motive for this government to delay the elections.
Occasion, sinon un motif pour ce gouvernement de retarder les élections.